make ghost out of clay. I'm sick of summer. Fall scents in my wax warmers, so it's done. Like, summer's done. 2 to 3 days. This should be an easy project. This is also trial and error. I have this weird bottle of water I found in my closet. Already looks so cute. I cannot stand this. Oh no. Decoupage? 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 Need to glue paper to things. It's like an actual need of mine. I had a mental breakdown at some point. My hair brown. Bleach bathed it. Realized I bleach bathed it, realized it wasn't brown anymore. It also wasn't blonde anymore. But I did black out during that session. It was an out-of-body experience. So I'm back. I'm back from it. Hi. I don't know if no one asked. I never did anything with it. So then I cut it a little shorter and I still don't do anything with it. So like, where did I go? Why? What am I trying to say? Can you see the, so we're right back at it, like a what not to do. Look at this guy, he's cute. Then it goes into like a whole family. Anyway, that's not the point. Guys, should not be a video. We're never making 2 of these on this video, but we can pretend. You guys are propped up on my water, which is very inconvenient. Why did I not freshly watch this, reference it, and then start creating it? Right? My brain lately has just like taken things and ran away with them. Just whatever you want for your channel, you know? But like I said, this is trial and error, the whole video. Still waiting to figure out if you want to hang out with me. Hi guys, welcome to my channel, or back to my channel. I am in desperate need of catching up, talking to the camera, checking in with you guys as a whole. I spent a lot of the summer doing videos that were overhead, that were quick sketches, that were music laid, just not a lot of like check-in for me. I love talking to you guys. I love reading the comments. I just like feeling as if we're hanging out. So I am in desperate need of not hiding anymore in the background. So today we're going to make ghost out of clay. I have this little idea that I found on Pinterest. It's not my own. It's all over Pinterest. It's probably all over YouTube as well. But we're going to make a little air dry ghost. As I was saying, we're going to make air dry clay ghost that are paper mache. People are using napkins. I'll show you the whole process. But I am sick of summer. I feel like everyone gets this way at the end of the season. I'm tired of the heat. Everyone is. I'm tired of the sunshine. Like, I just want fall weather, colors other than, you know, what we have going on. It's gorgeous out. It's 80 today. It's sunny. Everything is green and gorgeous. It's the perfect day. And that should feel great. It does feel great. I just am craving like rainy, snowy, cold weather. I have been acting as if it's already fall. I've switched my fall scents in my wax warmers, so it's done. Like, summer's done. Right now I have on like a fall scene with pumpkins and leaves and rain. I've been wearing hoodies in the morning. I don't care if it's 90 outside. I do have AC on, you know, thankfully. So I am just imagining what I am missing right now. So we're going to jump into a fall project. It's the end of August, and there might be a million more ghost videos to come. I was obsessed with ghosts last year. I feel like I've become more this year. So I have a bunch of Pinterest projects saved that correlate to ghosts. And I really think that I need to emphasize that on the channel this year. So we'll see how that goes. But for now, let's get started on these little clay ones. So first thing you'll need is clay of some sort. You can buy pretty much any brand. I'm familiar with this. It's from Crayola. I think this was like $6 from Walmart. I've ordered this in the past. I actually thought I had some of this already in my office, but over the summer we went through it. So I just ordered this from Walmart. It comes sealed up in this little container, and it looks like that. I'm not sure what is the dry time on this. 2 to 3 days. Okay. Well, it's 2 to 3 days for that. So I wasn't aware of that. I thought it was like 24 hours. I'm sure it can be closer to that if you want it to be. No, you can't. You should be patient and wait. Okay, so let me grab, oh, actually I've got a coffee cup right here. I'm gonna need some type of water. I like to just make sure it's smooth. This should be an easy project according to, the other little DIYs I've watched. You just take some clay, depending on how big that you're gonna want the little, the little ghost or a big ghost. We're gonna start with a small one. Oh, I also need, I'll show you what that's for in a second as well. So this might be a 2-part video. This might just be all done in this video, but we're definitely going to build the ghost. That's the starting. You have to start with building the ghost. So you need your clay. You need a rolling pin. Not really. I don't own a rolling pin myself. In the past, like if I'm using something in the kitchen, I just use a cup. Something rounded that's not going to break. But in this instance, I took my children's. So I have 2 options. I'm thinking I'm going to use this one. You take your clay, you roll it out. I don't like the shape of this, but you're going to roll it into a flat. Maybe overhead would have been better for this video, but that's okay. You guys get the point. You roll it out. Probably need a little more. This is also trial and error. I've never made these before. I've just watched a few videos on it. But you're basically going to roll this out into like a pizza, if you were making like a Play-Doh pizza or something. I also love this clay because it just moves, it doesn't take a lot. I've had clay in the past. I don't know, have you guys ever worked with that like red clay? I actually have some of that. Or maybe it's my oldest. We have some of that in the house. But anyway, that's a different consistency, I feel like, than just this little clay. All right, we're gonna roll this out evenly. Maybe like 1/4 of an inch flat. Okay, in my design, I'm gonna stretch this out a little. I don't like the rolling. I feel like that's weird and trying to be just too perfect. We don't want him to look perfect, or at least I don't. You're just gonna kind of stretch it out. Don't make him too thin because he will crack. I would say this is probably good. Now, plastic wrap, your item that you're going to put him over. I have a hand sanitizer bottle. I have this weird bottle of water I found in my closet in here. I don't know why that was in there. I want to say I was watering a plant. We'll start with this one. Wrap this. The one thing I read about was, we'll make two. We'll do one on him too. The one thing I was reading, like mixed ideas about, is that when you lay the clay to make the ghost, we're going to do this and talk at the same time. When you go to lay the clay, it was sticking to whatever object that they were laying the ghost on, the outline. So I thought, I'm going to try plastic wrap and see if that keeps it from sticking. And then you're going to go, see this guy? You're going to just go in and shape it. It already looks so cute. I cannot stand this. You're going to just shape him up like he's flying around. This guy kind of looks like he's flying around. So let's leave him like he's flying, but we'll adjust him. I feel like I should be the last person on the planet that gives like a tutorial, because I forget to talk out loud and like actually explain what I'm doing, because I just get kind of stuck in the process. So just, you know, like I said, it's trial. Oh no. I wanted to put the water in the cup, and I put the ghost on there first. So I don't have any water. All right, we're going to just undo this, but gentle. We can fix them back up, okay? That was why I saved this bottle, because I didn't know where the water was from, but it's good for smoothing this out. Okay. I also feel like it could probably get weighed over now, because there's nothing on the bottom of it. No, it's still pretty good. Okay, look. Now, see this spot? We don't like this. So that's where your water is going to come in handy. You're going to just take it and add a little, and then you're going to smooth it out. You're going to want to connect any like little pieces right here that will chip away, you know, as it dries. You want to make sure there's a strong foundation to the ghost body. As if you would buy a little ceramic, it would not have spaces and cracks and things in it. I mean, unless it was meant to make, you know, meant to have that aesthetic. But in this case, we just want to kind of seal down and smooth out any little, like the top of him is a little crazy. So we're going to smooth them out. You can also go in, like right here is too thin. This is going to, see this little like spot right there? That's too thin. That's going to turn into a crack. So we're gonna just put some more stability right there. And then smooth it out. Okay. So ketchup-wise, life-wise, summer was amazing. It's very busy. We kept busy. School is back here. Where I'm from, is school back? If you have kids where you're from, let me know, because how do we feel about that? The first couple days, I was pumped. I was just like, man, I have my schedule back. I feel good. This is awesome. And then by like day 3, which was the beginning of the next week here for us, I was kind of like, oh, this is weird. It's very quiet. The house was staying clean the entire day. I thought that was very odd. So it's been an adjustment. My littles love school, so I'm very lucky in that sense that they were pumped to go back. Everything's been smooth. So that was actually a dream. You want to make sure that's connected. See how it's kind of disconnected there? We need to figure this out. I feel like things have just kind of gone back to normal around the house. So, how was your summer? We're actually going to just pinch this together. As I was saying, how is your summer, or was your summer? What are the plans for fall? Are we excited for fall? Looking forward to it? Are you a fall person? Are people not fall people, though? I feel like maybe not the snow. Maybe the snow isn't for everybody. The snow is for me if I'm at home and I have nowhere to be. I am not required to drive in it, and I can watch a movie and watch the snow fall. Does that make sense? I am not a huge fan of driving in the snow. Can I? Sure. Do I want to? No. What's your opinion on that? Are we ready for hoodies and boots? You know what I miss is my flannels. I do wear my flannels throughout the summer. I take them places, like, because it's always, the AC is blasting in a restaurant or the movie theater or wherever we go. But I miss my flannels. Look at this. It's going to be so cool. The next step after this, I know we were just talking about flannels, but my brain like just skipped ahead. The next step of this, after you do this, is collaging it in a sense, and it is just the coolest thing. It reminds me of collage, though I don't know what it's called. It's called, what did they call it on the project? I forget, but there's a couple ways to do it. In the projects I've seen, they have a napkin and decoupage, maybe that's what it's called. But they take a napkin, like a floral one in the ones I've watched, and they separate the top layer and then they paste it onto the little ghost. I think I might do that version, but I might also do paper because I just need to glue paper to things. It's like an actual need of mine. So we'll see maybe both versions and which one we like better. But you use Mod Podge, and I have Mod Podge. I didn't, but my oldest in videos back, I said, had bought some Mod Podge for me. So I actually have that. Though I'm sure you could use the Elmer's glue method. Maybe water it down. What else? I had a mental breakdown at some point while I was behind the scenes. Dyed my hair brown. Bleach bathed it. Realized I bleach bathed it. Realized it wasn't brown anymore. It also wasn't blonde anymore. Tried to go back purple, but the purple wouldn't take because I don't really know, guys, but I did black out during that session. It was about a 2-week period of going back and forth with my hair colors, and just, I don't really know. It was an out of body experience. So I'm back from it. Hi. And I have blonde hair again. So we're going to stick with the blonde. You know what the funny thing is I was really enjoying the blonde. I actually was on YouTube talking about how I enjoyed the blonde. But then I don't know where it went wrong, but at one point during the process of I don't know if no one asked. No one asked this, by the way, but like I said, this is just a catch up. This is just what's going on up here. So in the middle of like bleach bathing it, coming back, I gave myself hot roots because originally in like my past videos, I had blonde pretty much in the front and my natural hair color in the back was growing in. It was very like lived in, but then I bleach bathed it. I went to the salon. It was good. You know, we fixed it and then I toned it. I don't know. Sometimes I just don't know. Can anybody relate though? Like I said with before, when I was talking about my blonde and how we ended up there, can anybody relate? I know people go through these things and they change their hair color and they act wild. Right? It's not like an unheard of thing. But anyway, back, feeling pretty good. And I'm going to keep myself from touching my hair for quite some time. Oh, in between there, I had cut length off because I was sick of my long hair and that I never did anything with it. So then I cut it a little shorter and I still don't do anything with it. So changing the length, you know, like does not change that concept. But yeah, that's how life's been going. Apparently I have a little bit too much spare time. But other than that, it's pretty good. I will say you do figure out like how supportive your spouse is during these things, you know, these things that you're going through. I will give him that because, man, it was a weird couple weeks around here. That was probably also why I was in the background of my videos and I just feel better now and I can be, maybe that's what I need to watch out for. Like when I start disappearing from the actual camera, is that when it's happening, you know? You guys will need to check me on that. Like, where did I go? Why am I not on camera? Am I changing my hair? Just say, please don't do that. You know, let's check in with each other. Okay, I think this guy is looking so good. Can you see the, what am I trying to say? Can you see the vision? Can you see the vision? He's cute. Now, is this going to stay on a table? Stand? I think this would be fine shape. Okay, so basically, now I'm going to leave this one alone, let it dry. 2 to 3 days apparently is a suggested time frame. I'm going to check it in like 24 hours because I think once it's like solid and isn't going to just snap apart or move around when you touch it, I think that's a good enough base to put the paper on and then let it completely dry. Also, my goal, oh, I just sprayed stuff on me. Also, my goal is to seal these with clear coat because I clear coat everything. So I'm so excited to like do the layers, like be patient and do the steps of this project. So off camera, I'm going to make the second little guy on our hand sanitizer bottle and then I'll show you them and we'll be back when they're both dry. This is actually only a check-in for 5 minutes later. But I took it off of this water bottle. I felt like it was making the head look just strange. And I think I want him to be a little longer. So I'm going to try to like elongate him on this bottle instead by just kind of shaping it around. I just don't like that he's so... How do we fix the, like, shape of him? I want him to be, like, a little bit, maybe like that. See how the shape just kind of lays? Now, is he ripping down the seam? Yeah, absolutely. So we need to repair this. Hold on 2 seconds. This is what you don't want to do, okay? So we're right back at it, like a what not to do. I don't want him to rip, and I also don't like how he was like too stout. We need to make him longer. So let's just take the shape. We can keep the ridges kind of smoothed out by just using the plastic wrap to mold it. Then we're gonna drape him. Also, oh, it's right here. I'm gonna shape everything first, maybe, and then put him back on the little post. So, we need to thicken this up a little. Well, like I said, this is trial and error, and the minute I got off here and started looking at it, I was like, no, that's not what we're going for. All right, so we're gonna thicken the little edge part. Because the problem with this air dry clay, with any clay, is if you make it super thin, it just shatters basically. All right, let's try to lay this. I wish I had something that was like, let's try these. Hold on. We have this guy, but I feel like he'd be too square. We have this and this. Let's try these. This guy's gonna just put us right back at the, look at this guy, he's cute. Then it goes into like a whole family. Anyway, that's not the point. Okay. Let's try this one. I just want it to kind of, all right, now we're gonna smush this back together, and then all right. I just don't remember how they got it to lay out. Also, I saw them in upside down and things, you know, where it was like this. Hold on. Let's think about this. I don't know. This is so much pressure to find something that is random for let's see. I just have everything that's like a bottle shape. What if we did like newspaper or something and let's try some of this scrap paper. here like this. Guys, should not be a video. All right. Now, we do need to add more clay. We're never making 2 of these on this video, but we can pretend like that was still going to happen. We need to thicken the top part up. Maybe we should extend it like clay-wise to get the... You know, I watched this happen on Pinterest. They rolled it out, laid it onto something, I want to say it was a baking sheet, and then just let it dry. You know, it never got this out of hand, but I did not like... It was getting to be like a bottle cap head once it was like sinking down, you know? And who wants that for their ghost? All right, let's get this part done first. Then we'll worry about the body part. All right, see? That's more ghost shaped. And I need to show you guys this because when we come back, it was going to be totally different. You guys are propped up on my water, which is very inconvenient. But I also want to stop adding water because it's getting very, like, mushy, and that's why I think it's separating as much as it was. So let's just flatten this guy out a little. Okay, he's a little crazy back here. All right, at this point we need to scratch this. We need to get rid of them and start over. Okay, guys, I need a new approach. I'll be back. It was foil. So they had a jar or a bottle, but they wrapped the head portion with some foil so that the head stayed rounded, but it could still drape over something. So we'll go back to the bottle, right? And we'll add like a different top to it. Okay, why did I not freshly watch this, reference it, and then start creating it? I don't know. I feel like it could have saved me a lot of trouble. Maybe that's what should happen when you go to do a tutorial or teach or do anything that you want to learn. So here we are. We're going to use paper and plastic wrap. I'm going to put the plastic wrap over this. Right? Well, I guess that would be okay. See, by the way, this is the hair. This is exactly why I referenced what happened with my hair. Because my brain lately has just like taken things and ran away with them. Anybody want to tell me what that could be? What could that be? Like, why can't I just take something and do it? Why does it have to be like so chaotic? Now see how instantly like rounded that is? That was in the directions, guys. All right, so we're gonna Just make this a little rounded. Right? It looks more ghostly shaped. This is going to be a 4-hour video, and the first 30 minutes is me not doing the project right. So, guess whatever you want for your channel, you know? All right, let's start over. We're going to put plastic wrap over that. But like I said, this is trial and error. The whole video is trial and error. You just don't know unless you're in the midst of it, or you watch the directions in the first place. All right. Now I feel like we have way too much clay, actually. And we're gonna not use the rolling pin. Kind of just gonna shape it out. Definitely need some more in the middle. This is like, I worked at a pizza place, and you were not supposed to thin the dough from the middle, you know, because your middle will get super thin. So even though that feels like that's what you should be doing to expand it, you have to do it from like the outside. And keep the middle pretty solid. But I also don't want it to be super, super thick. All right, let's try that. A little tear there. Can you guys comment if you ever want to see a video like this again? Is this the videos that you watch? Do you like to sit down and hang out? I've asked this about 1,000 times in the past. I don't get a lot of feedback on it, so I'm still waiting to figure out if you want to hang out with me. Do you want to hang out with me, or do you want me to just get to the point and move along with it? Okay, there we go. There we go. It's cute. We're gonna kind of try to pull him downward without causing any holes or rips. And then we're gonna shape him at his bottom. I feel like this still has plenty of moisture from the first go. We're gonna pinch up some little like wrinkles in his body. Have you guys ever seen A Ghost Story, the movie? I want to say it came out in like, I'm probably going to butcher this, 2017, A Ghost Story. If you have not seen that, this is a side spiral. If you have not seen that movie, I highly, highly recommend you watch it and tell me your thoughts. You are going to watch this movie, it's going to change your entire concept on just like on an outlook in general. Or you're going to watch this movie and be like, what? Why would I have ever wasted my time watching that? It was a life-changing movie for me. I still think about that movie. There are parts in that movie I could actually start crying right now thinking about. This is such a random spiral, but I guess we are making a ghost. If you guys have seen that movie or are gonna watch it, please let me know what you think about it. It's one of those movies that you would discuss with people and just be like, I that was incredible. Or you hate it. I thought it was such good. My husband and I went to this theater in our area, and it's like designed to be like an old-timey, almost retro theater. And so it was, the movie theater was at like an old stage. It used to be like an old stage, basically. And so we went there, and it was like the, you know, a ghost story. We really didn't know what we were going in to see. Actually, I didn't read much about it other than it was a ghost story, and I had seen the previews a bit, which weren't very good. Like, I feel like back then they didn't give you the whole movie in a 5-minute trailer. Does anybody else feel that way? Every movie now, you can just watch it in the 5-minute trailer and be like, wow, that was a great movie, or I hate that was a waste of my time. But it was just like a trailer like that, so we showed up, and when we left, half the theater was like super irritated and just thought they wasted their time and their money. And I was like, oh my God, that was the best thing I've ever seen. So my husband was not on board with like what we had seen. He was like, what happened? But I thought it was really good. All right, now back to the same point, smoothing these out. We're gonna let this dry. I will not see you guys again until this is dry and ready to be glued. I'm also going to leave it alone. I promise I'm not gonna touch it this time. I'm not gonna change my mind. I am gonna let this little guy dry, and when he's dry, I will see you again.